Hey guys, good evening. It is John C. Morley here, so entrepreneur. Great to be with you on Inspirations for Your Life. If you're new here, do want to take the opportunity to personally welcome you to the podcast. If you are coming back, of course, a very big welcome to you as well. I always love people that not only watch it the first time, but decide to come back and find more inspiration in the show and the great content that I offer. Guys, if you are thirsty, I have a delicious beverage here front of me, but feel free to get yourself something hot, something cold, maybe something sweet or tart. It's really cool. I have this new vacuum sealed mug, which you guys can't see if you're just listening to me. And I opened it just now, and my tea is still hot in here that I put in probably over 20 minutes ago. It's a 12-ounce mug. It's really, really cool. A lot of times I think these things are fad, but this really, really works. Got it some show, trade show, and just never used it before. All right, guys. So again, do check out believemeachieve.com for more of my amazing, of course, inspiring creations. And you can do that, guys, right after the show. All right, guys. All right. So welcome to another powerful, inspiring episode of the ever popular Inspirations for Your Life podcast, hosted by who? Me, John C. Morley. As a serial entrepreneur, engineer, marketing specialist, video producer, podcast host, podcast coach, and a passionate lifelong learner, my mission is to help you unlock your greatest potential and elevate every aspect of your journey. Tonight, I'm going to help you explore how to use memories not just as recollections, but as potential fuel that can propel us toward bigger dreams, new challenges, and a life of lasting fulfillment. Are you ready, guys? Number one, I'm going to have another drink because this is delicious. Still really hot, which is great. So number one is letting go is not weakness. It's wisdom. I've said this before. Many people believe that holding on is a sign of strength, but true wisdom is knowing when to release what no longer serves us. By letting go, be it a fear, past regret, or old patterns, we create space for growth, creativity, and of course, possibility. It's not about turning your back on the past, but about using discernment to clear your path toward a brighter future. Number two, guys, memories aren't just the past. No, they're not. They've helped us to be part of what we call rocket fuel for your future. But many people don't know that their memories are potential rocket fuel. Your memories are more than snapshots. They are the building blocks for your next achievement. Drawing on fond or hard-earned experiences, you launch yourself further ahead. Every lesson learned, every high and low adds fuel to your ambition, reminding you how much progress you've already made and how much you are capable of. And I think that's an important thing that many people don't realize that. I'm going to have another swig of my tea because this is absolutely amazing. Really good and still very hot. All right, guys. So, number three, use your best moments as motivation to conquer new challenges. Think back to a time you achieved something that once seemed, well, out of reach or impossible for you. Use the excitement and the pride from those victories as a template for your next big challenge. By reliving these highs, you recharge your confidence and prove to yourself that you're fully equipped to face what's next. That's important, guys. Number four, every setback is a hidden lesson. Remember and rise stronger. When things don't go as planned, it's tempting to dwell on the disappointment. But every setback contains a lesson packed with insight. By reflecting honestly on tough moments, you gain resilience and wisdom, learning to rise higher and higher and bounce back faster with each new attempt. Number five, guys, let success from yesterday remind you what's possible today. Your past wins aren't just history, they are proof that massive progress is possible. Revisit your successes. When doubt creeps in, they are reminders that greatness is within our reach and that your present and your future can be just, well, as bright as your finest moments from yesterday's time. Number 6, guys, memories of overcoming create unshakable confidence. Each time you recall a challenge you overcome, you reinforce your belief in your own abilities. These memories serve as evidence that you are capable, adaptive, and brave. And I've got to have another sip because this is amazing. Mm. Mm. It's still very hot. So it's really cool. For those of you that can't see me, I have this 12-ounce little mini mug, and it has a vacuum plastic top with a little, basically a little seal that you basically, it's like a lever. And that kind of keeps it hot. And then you just open that to sip, and it's really, really cool. I mean, really cool. All right, so lean into them. When your confidence wavers, let them reaffirm your inner strength. I know this might sound hard, but I'm here to tell you that it is very important to do this. Your story is your strength. Own it and let it drive you. Every story has value, and yours is especially powerful. Why are you letting other people knock your story or discredit the power that you know you have? Whether your experiences are filled with triumph or trials, they shape your one of a kind perspective. By choosing to embrace your journey, you turn every chapter, including the painful ones, into a source of inspiration and motivation. Now, I know that sounds hard because you might say, John, how do I even do that? I don't even know if that's possible. Well, the fact that you think about something not being possible already starts to change your energy. So we have to stay positive. I had something the other day where I was with somebody, and I'm always very positive, and this person was talking about some negative things. And then I realized after sitting with this person for a little while, it was a client of mine, that they were just telling me things. But then I noticed I was starting to cycle, and I said, wait, I got to stop this. And so you have to realize that when you're listening to somebody, that you can't be drawn into going into that negative spiral because it can happen. I said to myself, wow, what am I doing? At least I caught myself and I recognized what was happening and I changed my course of direction. Just be aware of those things, guys. That is the most important thing, because if you're not aware of those things and they keep spiraling you down, you're like, oh my gosh, how did that ever happen? The fact that I'm aware of these things is very good. It means that I can change them. If I wasn't aware of something, I'd be like, wow, why is that happening? I don't know. But now I know why it's happening. Number 8, when you doubt yourself, revisit your proudest achievements. One of my proudest achievements was becoming an Eagle Scout and having my dad give me a proclamation as an elected official. That was a pretty cool moment. Another moment was when I graduated college the very first time. I know that, some people say, gee, John, I don't have any moments. Sure you do. I remember a moment when I was on stage reading a poem, Trees by Joyce Kilmer. Do you know the poem? The poem is Trees by Joyce Kilmer. And I want to take a moment, guys, because this is something that's pretty important to me. I read this poem when I was in 2nd grade. And it goes just like this. And it's from Joyce Kilmer from 1886 to 1918. Joyce Kilmer was born on December 6th, 1886 in, New Brunswick, New Jersey. The author of The Main Street and Other Poems, George H. Duran Company, 1917, and he was killed while fighting in World War I. I've read this poem many times, but I never took the time to really learn about Joyce Kilmer. And just I wanted to share this with you guys. So Kilmer attended Rutgers Preparatory School and graduated in 1904. He attended Rutgers College from 1904 to 1906 and then transferred to Columbia University, where he completed his bachelor's degree in journalism in 1908. That same year, he married poet Aline Murray. After Kilmer graduated college, he took a job teaching Latin at a high school in Morristown, New Jersey, and wrote features for the Literary Digest, The Nation, Town and Country, and the New York Times. From 1909 to 1912, he worked for Funk and Wagnalls, writing definitions for the Standard Dictionary, and continued to write magazine articles for publication. In 1911, Kilmer published the first poetry collection, A Summer of Love, the Baker and Taylor Company. 2 years later, he published what would become his first famous poem, Trees, in a poetry magazine. The poem was included in his second collection, Trees and Other Poems, a Doubleday, Doran and Company, 1914. Kilmer published his last poetry collection, Main Street and Other Poems, George H. Doran Company, 1917, and the same year he enlisted in the United States Army to serve in World War I, during which time he continued to write poems while fighting in the 69th Regiment. He died of a gunshot from a German sniper on July 30th, 1918. And so here is the poem that I want to share with you that he wrote. And I read this poem when I was in second grade. And it means a lot more to me now knowing more about him. And here it is. Trees. I think that I shall never see a poem lovely as a tree whose hungry mouth is pressed against the earth's sweet flowing breast, a tree that looks at God all day and lifts her leafy arms to pray, a tree that may in summer wear a nest of robins in her hair, upon whose bosom snow has lain, who intimately lives with rain. Poems are made by fools like me, but only God can make a tree. That's a pretty amazing poem. And so this whole story about this poem and now reading it and hearing about him just gets me to appreciate it more. And that was a very important moment for me because, it was the first time I read something publicly. I was only in second grade. And at that moment, I knew that I loved to speak. My dad always spoke, but I loved to speak. Give public speeches and keynotes and stuff like that. I was starting to do that when I was only in second grade. So self-doubt, guys, is natural, but it cannot withstand the power of proof. Whenever insecurity arises, revisit those moments you've shown brightest, like the Trees by Joyce Kilmer poem, right? Let them drown out negative self-talk and remind you that you are truly capable of a great set of things. I remember in it was grammar school, and it was in kindergarten. I was actually going for a bike ride with my dad, and there was no seat on the back of the bike. So I said, okay, I'll just, hop on the back and I'll be fine. We didn't get but a half a block from our house, and my left foot got wedged in between the spokes. And without to get graphic here, it was more than discomforting. And I realized when that happened, and I remember being in kindergarten and having two people that would roll me out on stage because I couldn't walk, right? I was in a wheelchair, and I was in this play called Simple Simon. I think it was Simple, if I remember right. It was Simple Simon the Pieman play. I don't know if you guys remember that. It was Simple Simon the Pieman play. And It was a traditional English nursery rhyme where the character Simple Simon meets a pieman. He asks for a taste of his ware, and he is told to show his money, to which Simon has none. While not a formal play, this rhyme is the basis for various children songs, animated videos, and even musical adaptations. So the rhyme's lyric depicts Simple Simon's naive encounter at the fair. Simple Simon met a pieman going to the fair. Says Simple Simon to the pieman, "Let me taste your ware." The pieman replies, "Show me first your money." Simple Simon then reveals he has none, leading to other versions of the rhyme where the pieman gives him a free sample or Simon goes to find other opportunities like fishing. But you see, this was another important moment of my life. You don't realize it, but when you can go back and think about these things, it's amazing. Number 9, learn to turn nostalgia into momentum. Let it push you forward, not hold you back. Nostalgia can be a trap, but it can also be a catalyst. Rather than using memories of better days as an excuse to stay still, harness them as a teacher, as inspiration to move forward, to create new joys and build on your own personal legacy. Number 10, the moments you survive prove you can do it again. Time for another sip. This tea is amazing. And it's still just as hot as when I started, which is really, really cool. You know, there have been times when you didn't know how you'd get through, but you did. Remembering what you have already survived is a powerful source of reassurance. Every time you faced a storm and emerged, you gathered more strength to weather future ones. Number 11, guys, even the painful and the discomforting memories can really empower progress when you use them as fuel. Remember to throw away the bad part, but keep the lesson. I know sometimes we don't want to think of something because it was a painful time or discomforting time, but what can we learn from that lesson? We've all had these situations in our lives when maybe a relationship didn't work out or something we planned didn't work out at the moment, but we can use these to fuel ourselves to move forward. Difficult experiences aren't just scars. They're sources of grit and our own tenacity. You can, if you really want to, transform that discomfort and pain into purpose by letting those memories steer you away from what's discomforting, what hurts you, and toward the goals and dreams that heal and have the power to uplift you. So a lot of times we may not want to think about a certain situation, a problem you're in, a relationship challenge, or maybe the loss of a job or loss of a project or a client. But what can we learn from those things? That's the point. We want to forget the hard part, but what can we learn? What's the positive from that? Number 12, guys, flashbacks of grit and resilience fuel today's ambition. Recall not just what you've survived, but how fiercely you fought. Every brave stand or stance that you took is fuel for today's action. Remembering how you persevered even when things felt, well, impossible, undoable. It adds determination to your current pursuit. And I think a lot of people don't realize that there are hidden lessons inside them that are the gems that can lead them to their promised land. Number 13, remember the why behind your goals. The memories keep purpose alive. I always said that if your why is not loud enough, you're not going to be motivated to do it. I don't mean that it's screaming at you. I mean, it's something inside your heart that's propelling you to do anything you have to get it done. Your deepest motivations, folks, are rooted in your life story, whether it's a promise made to yourself or a vision born from experience. Tapping into the memories behind your goals will keep you motivated and aligned on your true path. Number 14, let laughter and joy from the past be that catalyst to ignite today's positivity. Positive memories are instant mood boosters. When you're feeling heavy, bring to mind moments of pure joy, laughter, and fun. How many of you have ever gone on a roller coaster? I love roller coasters. And how many of you remember maybe being in a challenging time? Well, think about yourself going on that roller coaster. One of my favorites is Batman. Still one of my favorites. It was the first steel coaster I ever went on. So smooth, so amazing, and it was so uplifting. And whenever I think about being on Batman, it's like this extra breath that I get. This moment of joy, this laughter, and this fun. And the fact that I did it with friends, that made it even better. But that whole exhilarating feeling of being on the roller coaster and just like feeling weightlessness for a few seconds. They can remind us that life is meant to be enjoyed and that happiness is yours to create every single day of your life. I think that's a very, very important thing to realize, that if we understand this, and we understand that happiness is yours to create every day, people can always find reasons to be against things. People can always find ways to say that, the grass isn't greener on the side. Yeah, people can do that. So what we put in our mind is what we bring about. This is important, guys. Really, really important. So when you think about how these things work in your life, you're probably saying to me, John, how is this even possible? How does this work? Think about that for a minute. How does this work? How does it work? How does it fuel us? How do we move from one point to another point? I think sometimes as people, we get demotivated by other people. Not because we want to, but because it's just the way it is. And I think that's something that a lot of people, I don't know, they just don't get that. So our memories are more than snapshots, as I've told you, right? They're raw energy we can harness to propel ourselves into the future that we've always desired by consciously turning reflection into forward momentum. We use our most meaningful experiences as driving forces for personal evolution and achievement. Fuel your future, guys. Every lesson and moment we gather along the way feeds the fire of our ambitions. When we let our history fuel our journey, we are able to chase our dreams with a deeper sense of determination and purpose, empowered by everything we've already overcome. We have to rise, guys, with resilience. Bouncing back from hardships is the hallmark of true strength. By remembering how we have navigated past struggles, we train our minds to respond to new challenges with courage and resilience, always rising a little higher each time. We have to also learn to let go and grow. Personal growth demands that we let go of what no longer helps us, whether it's an outdated belief or a past disappointment. Shedding what holds us back opens the way for new opportunities and fresh perspectives to thrive. We want to unleash our story, guys. Your story is your greatest untapped asset. By embracing every chapter, good, the bad, and the indifferent, you release your potential. Sharing your experiences not only empowers you, but inspires others to unleash their own stories too. I'm going to have another sip of this. This is really, really good. It's still just as hot as when I started, which is amazing. So, the power of reflection, taking time to pause and reflect, is far from idle nostalgia. It's an intentional strategy for growth. By analyzing your journey, you uncover valuable patterns and insights that can chart your course toward future victories. Past to power. Transform your past into your power by reinterpreting each experience as preparation for today's opportunities. Your former struggles are the foundation of which your present and future success is built upon. Learn to overcome and thrive struggles and setbacks, as they are not the end, they are the crucible in which your character is forged. By recalling times when you push through adversity, you instill in yourself the belief needed to not just survive, but to thrive. I said, guys, we can either live in this life and survive, or we could thrive. It's much better to thrive. We have to have a victory mindset every day. Every victory, big or small, shapes your mindset for future accomplishments. The more you remind yourself of your wins, the more naturally you'll step into your next challenge with true confidence and clarity. There's strength in those memories, guys. Memories are a deep reservoir of strength. Each time you face a self-doubt, draw upon your history to remember how capable you really are. What you have already endured proves your capacity for even greater things ahead of you. And I know you might be saying that's not possible. It is. Turn your discomfort, your pain, into powerful memories, and they need not haunt us. They can motivate us to become even better. By transforming this discomfort into purpose, we create fuel that powers our journey, ensuring that every hardship becomes a stepping stone to strength. Purpose, guys, purpose-driven is your deepest motivations, and they're rooted in memorable moments that shape your vision. And when you stay purpose-driven, you let the clarity of the memory steer your every action towards more meaningful goals. I remember, guys, the gratitude journal. When you practice gratitude for the path you've traveled, you find energy even in the difficult times. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm John C. Morley, serial entrepreneur. It's always a privilege, pleasure, and honor to be with you guys this evening. I'm going to have one more final sip. Delicious. I'll catch you guys real soon. Have a wonderful evening.